funk, thoughts deep, boys steeped in the depths that he sunk. Big stress, depressed in the middle of fall. Sky gray, I late in the thick of it all. I wonder, how long can a human survive just staying alive or carrying the rest of the tribe? Waiting for the day to arrive or struggling dies, and I be doing way, way more than getting by. So why? Cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Realize life is so much more than just living a day. Every day I can sit and reflect and breathe and connect to myself and all that I've been given. See, giving up is not an option. So when I'm looking at gray skies, I'll be adopting a new way to deal with a test. Lord, relieve me of stress. The rain be looking like when blessings drop in. And so I got myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, here we go. Yeah, let's do this. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord.
We are now live. Salute, salute, salute. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I am Urban. Appreciate you tuning in to this episode, okay? Just real quick. The asshole who decided to thumb down my video, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you thumb down my video. And yes, I can see when people thumbs up and thumbs down my video, because I got it like that. Because unlike a lot of people, I don't use that ghetto StreamYard, which StreamYard doesn't tell you these things, but my program does. So thank you so much for the support that it took that much effort for you to look and say, you know what? Let me thumbs down this video. Ha! I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort. And it's going to go into the algorithm, meaning that someone took at least the time out to thumb down my video. Thank you so much. Every little bit counts, by the way. Doesn't put you on game. If you want, it'd been better off if you just didn't do nothing to the video at all. Just trying to put you on game. Just trying to put you on game. If you had did absolutely nothing to the video, then that would have been fine. But since you thumb down, you actually is contributing to the stream. And for that, thank you. Appreciate it. Now let's get to the show. So go ahead, knock yourself out, thumbs down and thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the podcast today. Today on podcast, we are going to do a review tonight. We're going to review this YouTuber by the name of Yanni. Now, many of y'all may not be familiar with Yanni, but I am. Yanni, she put out a lot of different various content. Majority of her content is gearing towards women empowerment, right? Where she's encouraged women to do different things such as beauty tips, or vetting women to choose a proper man for its relationships, different things like that. That's basically what Yanni content is about. But however, the reason why we're going to review her video today is that and I was support of her stream where she did this. I think she did this actually last week, and I'm just now getting around to reviewing this. But she did a stream last week, and in her stream, she was calling for a boycott with the Lapeef Network. Now, those of y'all who ain't familiar with the Lapeef Network, which you should, if you've been watching my podcast, you should be familiar with the Lapeef Network because I talk a lot about them on my podcast. No matter of fact, one of the members of the Lapeef Network, I actually did a show talking about one of them, and that is Anton Daniels. All right. So Anton Daniel, he was, was quote unquote a part of the Lapeef Network for, a long time, but now it's allegedly rumored that he's no longer a part of that. But however, that's neither here nor there. Yanni, she was calling to do a boycott on the Lapeef Network due to the her reasoning is because due to the mistreatment of black women. All right. So just to give you a little context about what we're going to want to review today, okay? So we're going to go ahead and jump into this video because this actual stream was a streaming long. I believe it was like 3 hours long. And so what I'm going to do to try to speed up the process is that I'm going to cut through the certain key points that I want to address within the stream that she did, all right? And we're just going to go from there. We're just going to work through this, all right, until we get to the final points and stuff. And through that, I will be giving you my perspective about this too. So without further ado, let's go and jump into this. All right. Now, once again, appreciate everyone who's on tuning in to the stream right now, who are listening, either in the bushes or you will catch the replay of this stream. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate the thumbs up and the thumbs down because it helps. So appreciate it. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, this is one thing that I just have I'm not gonna lie, it's one thing that I have a pet peeve about. I have a pet peeve about this StreamYard, right? One of my major pet peeves about StreamYard is when content creators do not pay for the actual subscription of StreamYard, and you see this little ugly duck up there. Whenever you see that ugly duck up there, that means the content creator had not paid for that subscription. And so, to be honest with you, I really, really wanted to get rid of this duck, which I can if I wanted to. But by me doing that, it's going to take a lot out of her actual stream that she did. So I'm just going to leave it as is and just deal with it. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this. All right. Oh, we don't got no audio yet. Hold up. I can fix that. Give me 1 second. Let's try it again. Let's do that.
Because I was actually lied to. I was lied to. I feel played. There's a lot of drama that's going on behind the scenes that I know nothing about. When me and B. Taylor decided to link the fact that she spoke out against Pearly Things, and then she received death threats. People were trolling her, men, not people, men, black men were trolling her, and they were bullying her. She dealt with a lot 5 months ago, but that was 5 months ago. And so I wanted to vindicate her on my platform because she got a lot of unnecessary hate and stuff from the same group of men that are mad at her now. Pearly Things, they're mad at her now because of the whole white supremacy situation.
Hold on, give me one moment, y'all. Let me try to correct this audio real quick. Cause it's fine, but it's not my standard fine. All right. So let me correct this real quick so someone can sync with my software real quick. Give me one moment. We'll get this together. I'm gonna have to jump into this. What are we doing? Output. Let's see. I guess we do it like this for right now until I could correct this. All right. All right. Let's see what we got.
Okay, like let me bring her on because B. Taylor called it out then, but she
Mm. Maybe I'll do it through S.
shamed, disrespected, threatened, and a bunch of other stuff during that time. Like it wasn't even just the treatment that she endured while on the panel, it was the fallout afterwards as well. So I want to put it out here that no one has put me up to doing this video. Like I'm doing this with the uh understanding that there's a lot of drama behind the scenes that I know nothing about. I do know of other women quitting, like Kay quit, Courtney quit, B. Taylor is making her exit. I don't know if she's made it already or not. I'm not really sure. Please keep in mind that some of these women have signed a contract, which I want to talk about that as well. It's Black people exploiting Black people. Am I shocked by this? No, I'm not. And I don't even know what these contracts look like. I don't know how much people are getting paid. I don't know nothing about that. But what I do know is I know bad business. I know what that looks like. You know, back in the day, 2012, 2013, that's how long I've been on this platform. And there was this thing back then where you could sign up and sign a contract with a YouTube network. And there were benefits, there were perks. You could grow a larger audience, you would get a YouTube manager. There were perks and benefits like you would get free passes for social networking events. You would also get access to free copyrighted music because back then that was a big deal. It was very hard to find copyright free music. I'm sorry, I think I said copyrighted, but copyright free music. So you had real benefits to actually joining these YouTube networks. And so I'm seeing what these people are doing. It's a scam, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I want to come to something. What's up with it? My mic was muted. I don't know when it muted itself, but it did. But I'm back now. What's up with it? What's up with it? Once again, salute to everybody who is tuning in, watching the podcast right now, or who going to want to watch the podcast on the replay.
The reason why I say it's a scam is because you're not getting all of those benefits when you sign on to their YouTube channel. Like, I guess they're creating contracts to sign you on to be a speaker on the panel and you sign a contract. That's what I'm assuming that they're doing. And then by you signing on, you sign this contract, you get to come onto the panel, you get to speak and things like that. And I guess you get the exposure as a smaller content creator or a smaller YouTuber. And it's just bullshit. It's bullshit. You're being exploited. You're not being paid, in my opinion, enough. You're not getting free access passes to social events. You're not being able to network with other people. I mean, the whole point of you going on to their YouTube channel is to get the exposure so that you can expand your own brand, but that's not really happening. First of all,
So my question is, if this was indeed what was happening back in the day, my question is, what is wrong with that now? Because to be honest, everything that she's describing, that is part of networking and branding, growing branding. You know what I'm saying? Hence the whole concept about networking. Okay. Networking is pretty much a collaboration of like-minded people want to come together for one single goal and purpose, which is to create a business transaction. So far, what she's talking about, to be honest with you, I don't see no problem with that. Now I know through these weeks and stuff, right? People was talking about just pearly things and stuff, right? And she was having a contract with her quote unquote Africans, right? Now, I don't have a issue with her for us being a businesswoman because, to be honest with you, if you have a team of people, right, you should enter into a contract. To be really honest with you. A matter of fact, I had did a stream yesterday when I was talking to the content creators about how the way to conduct their platforms as businessmen and women. Now, if you have a team of people that are actually working with you and collaborate with you, it is very vital for you to set up contracts, okay? That way, everybody be held accountable for the type of work that needs to be produced. That was one of the key points also yesterday I was pointing out about that is that we don't treat our platform as a business. All people do is get on here and just jump onto, either StreamYard or whatever and stuff, right? And just go live, but they don't treat it as an actual business. Okay. So yeah, so far I don't see no problem with that. Enter into a contract, you know what I'm saying? Long as everything is being abided by within the contract. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no problem with that. A matter of fact, to be honest with you, I wish that it was like that right now, with far as people network with each other. But now I know that it's not because I do have to agree with her. There are shady people out there and stuff that do some shady stuff. But that's why it's important for you to read the fine print of your contract. Same thing when those who are out in the workforce right now, right? I'm hoping that when y'all go and fill out, applications for employment, right? I'm hoping that y'all reading the fine print on that application. And when you go through orientation and going through the hiring, they give you this heuristic hiring pack, right? You know what that is? That is an actual contract that you're signing. So I'm hoping that y'all read the fine print of these things, these documents that you're filling out, that you're signing, okay? But anyway, that's the reason why I say I don't see a problem with that. As long as it's been done, not only in good faith, but also it's been done in a way where everybody's benefited from that, where everybody have a certain understanding about the expectations of business, okay?
We got people out here signing contracts for YouTube platforms that don't even have 1 million subscribers. That don't make sense to me. I'm sorry, it just does not. So it's just a lot of weird stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Like I said, that I don't know.
So she was saying this as though this was happening in the past, but she's trying to correlate this to happening right now in the present. To my understanding, I guess we'll see.
Much about. I hear things, and of course you hear bits and pieces, so you don't know what's 100% true and what's not. But based off of what I've heard, this is what I have came up with as far as what I believe may be happening behind the scenes. And the Lapeef network doesn't even have 100K subscribers. So listen, Black women, know your.
So okay. Just because the Lapeef network doesn't have 100 subscribers, that doesn't mean that the Lapeef network is not a business, okay? That goes back to what I just said a few moments ago about business. It does not matter. It doesn't matter if you have 100 100,000 subscribers or you have 1 subscriber. The moment when you enter into arrangement with YouTube and you declare yourself as being a content creator, you are now a sole proprietary, or you are now you're now in a contract with YouTube. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, period. Even in law, dealing with business law and stuff that's how they recognize you as, being part of the business. It's because of that. The moment when you sign that contract, it don't matter. It is what it is. Like right now, y'all can go and apply for an LLC right now. If you go and apply for an LLC right now, them people is not gonna ask them people is not gonna care, how many people that you have working for you or anything like that. They ain't gonna care about that. They don't care. All they care about you is signing that document for tax purposes, and you pay them the fee. That's all they care about.
We talk so much about these men that we can't even focus on ourselves. And I'm actually tired of it. So much so to the point where you're being pimped on a panel to produce content for them to make money off of you. It's a red flag when the original group of girls that started the Lapeef network, they're no longer working with them. I believe Kay and Courtney were the only 2 women that I knew about because I was on a panel with them at one point. I understand what you're trying to do. I get it, right? Like, you want to be the voice. You want to work out these situations with them in hopes that it will bring a solution. But we've been doing this for how many years now? Where's the solution? Where is it at? Okay, know when you're being used. Know when you're being taken advantage of. Know when you are being exploited for monetary gain. When I was a smaller YouTuber, and it was the culture back then, join a YouTube network, they were exploiting smaller content creators.
How?
They were exploiting smaller content creators. I actually signed a 2-year contract, the worst decision I ever made in my life, because they had my YouTube channel and I didn't really get to do what I really wanted to do with it. But I kept making content. I worked through the 2 years, and I took it as a loss. It is what it is. Move forward. That taught me not to just sign a contract with just anybody. So again, the only time you as a smaller content creator should be signing contracts is if it's a sponsorship deal. But people coming in your life trying to make promises, it's not like you're being exploited.
Okay, I'm still not understanding her whole concept about being exploited. Like, tell us how this is happening. What was your experience behind being exploited? All she said so far is that she signed a 2-year contract, and she was saying that she wasn't able to do the things that she wanted to do with her platform. What was it that was prohibiting you for doing on your platform? And on top of that, was it in writing? If it was in writing, then how about showing us this alleged contract that you're talking about? How about showing it to us and showing us in fine print, certain things that say like, okay, Yanni, you can't do this. You have to go live on this certain time. You can't talk about this topic. You can talk about this topic. What type of things that they prohibit you for doing? Because other than that, if you're not presenting, like key evidence that this is what's really happening, then all you're doing is, saying this allegedly. Okay. That's all you're doing. So maybe she'll explain herself further. We'll see.
Taking advantage of the fact that you're a smaller YouTuber. But see, this is the thing. When you're a smaller YouTuber, you still got to know your worth. Your subscribers should not be the validation that you need. Your subscriber count should not be. It shouldn't. But we tend to make it that in the culture of YouTube. But you should not rely on your subscriber count to validate what you bring to the platform. You should. You know what you bring. Black.
James, salute. What's up with it? Salute to everybody who are tuning into the show as well too, or if you're watching in the bushes or you're gonna watch the replay. Salute and welcome.
And you know what you bring. Listen, they don't have a show without you. They don't have a show without talking about you. So you should know your worth. You should. You have to know your worth. And your worth starts with the fact that stop allowing people to take advantage of you. They don't have a show without you. And then this is my thing, right? Boycott the show. Boycott it. Because I watch some of these panels, you don't even get to speak for real. Like, isn't that the whole point of you going on?
Okay, so to my understanding, right, of what she's talking about, she's pretty much saying that since you don't have the freedom to have expressive creativity with your own brand, then you shouldn't want to network with other people because they're not recognizing that. That's what I'm getting from her. Okay. So in that particular situation, right, in a way, I can relate to that stuff, right, because there do be opportunities where people will see your talent and they will see your work, and three things will happen in that situation. The first situation is that the team of people that notice your talent, that notice your work, and they will want to work with you, and they'll allow you to have full creativity with your work, because they know at the end of the day that it's not only going to help you, but it's going to help them as well too. That's the first case. Second scenario is that same person will know your work, right, but they will become intimidated and or jealous of your particular work because you may have certain type of work ethics that they don't have. You may have certain type of core values that you have and they don't have, and they become jealous of that. They become intimidated of that. And so therefore, they will try to immediately shut you down. And that will prevent you from progressing further. The last of this is also within the same situation, but to add on to that is that not only they'll simply shut you down, but they'll do that purposely. They'll purposely use you to elevate them, but keep you below them. Okay? They'll use your talent and abilities to elevate them, but keep you below them. Now, when you see these type of concepts, this is when like I said before, and I said again when I was talking about having like a cult like atmosphere, you know what I'm saying, or have people that's have like a group think mentality, and you have a group leader and stuff, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I can, like I say, I can understand that particular concept. But yet she still really was being vague about this whole contract part, and she was being really vague about this whole concept of who was holding her back and what were they actually doing to hold her back, to cause her to branch out on her own. Okay? But let's continue.
Panel is so that you can give the womanly perspective, but instead you get shut down. You're told to shut up and listen. And you're basically told that your voice does not matter. I don't want to listen to anything that you have to say. You have to put up with verbal abuse. You have to put up with people playing this power play where they can mute you and they can do all of this extra stuff. And I'm like, why are you subjecting yourself to that? Why are you subjecting yourself to disrespect? You're not even benefiting like that for real. You're not.
I mean, I can see it from. I'm gonna give y'all both perspectives on this, okay? First of all, and stuff, right? That's the first part of this, okay? By me watching not only the Lapeef Network, but this is not only with the Lapeef Network, but this is with content creators, period, who have these panels, okay? These content creators who have these panels, right? Like I stated last night on my live, right? They don't have a person who is a strong moderator, okay? That's the issue. They don't have a person who's a strong moderator to conduct the panels accordingly where it helps a flow of discussion. Now, however, since we're talking about the Lapeef Network, however, JR do his best to try to moderate that panel. JR is not the type of person that goes and debate with people. If you watch the Lapeef Network, JR is not that type of person at all. All JR do, he behaves as a moderator to introduce the conversation or the topic. Now, there also be times where JR honestly do be trying to get control of the panel. But the only weakness about JR that I disagree about this brother, even though he's the one, I could just tell by his energy that, he's a stand-up guy and he's a good brother based on the energy that he presents on his brand. But the only thing that I have pushback on JR is that JR is a beta male. I have to be real about it. JR is an actual beta male. He's not that. He's not like a sigma male like I am, or he's not like an alpha male. The energy like how Anton tried to portray himself to be. Okay. Because if he was having that type of energy, he would immediately get that panel under control right then and there, and tell them straight up the expectation. And they wouldn't go and try to disrespect his platform every single time. So yeah, it do be people that come over there. Everything she was saying, I do agree with her because I seen it in real time happening where people would come. These women, they be trying to talk, and you have different level of personalities on there, men and women. Some are very, outspoken. Then you have, the calm and timid people that comes on there as well too. Now, the calm and timid people are the ones who don't really get their voice heard unless JR stops the show and allow for that person to speak. Then even when they do speak, they get interrupted or cut off by all this other energy from the other panelists. That's one part. And then another part that she said that is true because I seen it in real time happening is the simple fact when she was saying that they be telling women need to shut up and all the stuff that I seen that happen in real time, preferably by two people, Anton and Mr. Lego. And sometimes when Logic be up there too, it's the Logic done did that a couple of times too. Where they'll sit up here, literally sit up here, tell a woman, you need to shut up. Well, shut up. I'm talking, blah, blah, blah. Come quiet, be quiet. Different things like that because they trying to convey their point. The reason why they do that is because they believe that they believe in that simple concept based on their Bible scripture that they believe that a woman should be silent. Okay? Especially when men are talking. This also one of the main concept with Mr. Lego, where he made this claim saying that women behave like children. One of the main reasons why he made the claim that women behave like children is because what I just mentioned, because he believed that women should be silent when a man is speaking. Okay. That's one of the main reasons why he does that. So yeah, so far in this particular situation, to be honest, I have to want to agree with Yanni on this. You know what I'm saying? I have to agree because the type of situations do happen with the Lapeef Network, but not only with the Lapeef Network, but there's other panels as well throughout YouTube that I've seen that has the same type of behavior happening, and thus this is the reason why I personally do not go on panels no more. I used to go on panels, but I don't. No, I don't go on panels no more. I would never again go on a panel, nor even on my show, on my podcast, I would not have host no more panels because I don't want to be dealing with all that energy. because that's what it boils down to. Because when you invite these random people on there, when you invite these random type of people onto your panel and stuff, they're not going to respect your brand. They're not going to respect your brand. They're not going to respect your show. And on top of that, these people, all when it boils down to it, they just want to be heard. They just want to be heard and seen. That's where it boils down to. So yeah, that's why I don't even do panels.
We need to look at these contracts. I can tell you now, you're not. You're being exploited because you're a smaller content creator. And because you're a smaller content creator, you're not getting the outside validation. You feel like this is what you have to do in order to get to wherever you're trying to get to. And that's just not the way to go about it. It's just not. It's not. It's really not. So you got to know your worth, not just when it comes to dating men, when it comes to business, when it comes to being a content creator, when it comes to being a YouTuber. And you got to know your worth in business when it comes to sponsorships. You got to know your worth when it comes to doing certain things for these other companies and brands as well. It's not even just with the Lapeef Network. You got to know your worth. I've seen so many talented Black women sell themselves short because we live in a world that tells us we are not good enough. And we're well beyond good enough. We're damn good. And they know that. They see that. But they want to sell us short every single time. And then we get into this position where we have to prove ourselves. We've proven enough.
So when did this become a gender war moment? Because like a first song, everything that she's talking about is just generally speaking, okay? Meaning that it could apply to both men and women. Because also, let's be real too. Like I stated earlier that, you know, that situations do be happening not only on the Lapeef Network, but on other panels too. Let's be real about it. It's not only the women that deals with situations like this, but the men up there, they deal with the situation too, because there be dudes that come up there and they'll act a damn fool. Matter of fact, I did a live, just recently did a live talking about how Anton was on the panel, sitting up here acting up, cutting up with this dude on the panel, and wanted to justify every little thing about it. Instead of taking accountability, say, yeah, you know, I did it because I just wanted to troll that dude because he was trolling me. What was so hard about admitting that? So it's not just a, you know, woman thing. I don't know why she's trying to flip this to make this become a gender war thing. What is really not. It's a generalized situation.
Proven enough. It's time for you to know that you are worthy. That's it. You are worthy. Focus on yourself. Focus on your brand. Focus on building your own platform. That's it. And I will say this, since we are boycotting, I call to action for Black women to boycott the Lapeef show, right?
So also, what gives her the authority to call a boycott? Because like I say, I know about Yanni, you know, I've been looking at, you know, her content and stuff, right? Yanni is really not a quote unquote leader or any type of space that I know of, you know what I'm saying? Even though that to me, she's betraying this like feminist type energy and stuff, right? However, she's not a leader of this particular space. So who is she to try to call a boycott on something? What power or authority do she have to say that she's going to boycott this or to try to rally people together? Because to my understanding, the only people that she could rally together is only her subscribers and certain people, certain other content creators that she networked with. That's it. This is all she got. She can't have everyone on YouTube to boycott the Lapeef Network because she don't have that ability to do that. The second of all, I think that it's to be honest, I think it's pretty lame to sit up here and say that you want to try to boycott another content creator, especially a Black content creator. Now, keep in mind, I have my certain reserves about the certain behaviors that we do as content creators. You know what I'm saying? And I just spoke about it time and time again. But at the same time, I'm not looking to try to boycott anyone. To me, I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to be successful. I'm not trying to have your show shut down or anything like that. That's not my intentions nor my desire. But I find it interesting that, not only her, but it's like other people as well who resembles this same type of ideology that they feel that certain content need to be shut down. As though as what they talking about is the exception to the rule. If that be the case, if you're trying to boycott them, they need to want to boycott you. It's only fair, right?
If there are any Black women that go back on the platform, unsubscribe from their channel. Stop supporting them as well. Because this makes us look bad. It does.
And this next comment too was she encouraging the Black women to stop going on these shows and stuff, right? First of all, I want to let her know right off the bat, whenever you encourage someone to do something against another content creator, do you know that goes against YouTube community standards, community guidelines with dealing with cyberbullying? Do you know that? Do you understand that? Don't feel bad. A lot of other content creators try to do this too, but they don't know. That's why every single time when content creators do this, I call it out. That is a form of cyberbullying for you to separate. Okay, y'all, I don't like them, so we shouldn't go and support them. Unsubscribe from them. Because I don't like them. That is a form of cyberbullying. Yes, it is. Absolutely it is. And here's another point, and let's be real about this too. Let's be real about this, okay? The women who shows up on the Lapeef Network or any panels, period, right? Let's be honest and be transparent about this, okay? They are showing up because they choose to show up there. So this again, they show up there because they choose to show up there. The Lapeef Network or any other content creator who hosts panels, right? They're not forcing people to come up there and speak. They're not forcing people to quote unquote hit the link. They're not forcing people to do that. They are choosing to do that. So let's be real about it. Is it really the Lapeef Network fault that these women decide to come up there on a panel and to be subject to whatever happens on that panel? Is it really the Lapeef Network fault for that? Is it really JR fault for that? I mean, let's be honest about this. Because JR cannot control the behavior of the people up there. He can moderate to the best of his ability, but he cannot control the behavior of people. The most that JR can do is he could remove the people from the panel. That's all he can do. But he cannot control the behavior of people. And let's be real about it too. Let's be transparent about it too. From my experience watching the Lapeef Network, I've seen women purposely come up there just to create clout so they could go on their channel and have something to talk about. Let's be real about it. Let's have that accountability moment. Yes, I have saw that in real time. Women will purposely come up there and create clout. They'll purposely come up there to troll just so they can have their clip moment. So if that be the case, what's good for the goose should be good for the gander, right? Right? So yeah, they don't make these people go up there. They choose to go up there. So we got to talk about that. We got to hold these said women that you're trying to defend accountable for even going up there. Now the other part about you want, besides that, the other part about you saying that they should no longer subscribe, that is totally up to them if they want to do that or not. You do not have the authority or control to make somebody unsubscribe for somebody because you feel a certain type of way about that said person. Because to be honest with you, as I'm listening to you, right, it sounds like you have a personal vendetta against the Lapeef Network. Sounds like you are being a Karen. Just be real about it. Sounds like you're kind of being a Karen now, because that's exactly what a Karen would do. A Karen would sit up here, would literally try to, let's go, guys. Let's boycott them because they made me feel some type of way. Instead of stating the actual reason why, which I'm going to be real. Yeah, I'm going to be real. So far, you haven't articulated the core reason why you believe they should be boycotted. Other than people coming up on the panel, that they subject themselves to whatever happens on that panel. They're choosing to do that. Maybe she'll express even further as we go along in this. All right, let's go.
It does. It makes us look bad. So if they don't know how to treat you,
They
know your worth. This is no different than a relationship with a man, sis. This is and then the women on the platform. This is what I don't get. The women on the platform want to teach women about how a man should treat you, but you don't even know how to be treated in spaces that you share with men. So why would I even take you serious? I wouldn't take you serious. I look stupid. Why would I take you serious if you're going to a panel, right? But on your personal page, you want to teach women about how a man should treat you. It don't seem like you know what that looks like. Because you keep going to a panel and you keep getting disrespected and you take it? Oh, this is bigger than just men. This is about self-esteem.
So here's another part of this too, and I know who she's talking about. She's making first of all, she's making a reference to Courtney Michelle, right? When Courtney Michelle was up there. Now, the thing about it is that now Yanni is being disingenuous about her argument. Okay. Now, once again, I have seen in real time that the different women up there had a lot of pushback on the men up there on different subjects. I have seen it real time. So they do verbally express themselves on camera and off camera as well too. They do. The reason why I know is based on what they say. Now, I've been plenty of times where when Courtney Michelle, she be up there and she, have pushback or whatever is happening on that panel, that she'll go back on her own platform and discuss it about what happened. So, yeah, these women do push back on them. They do. They really do. They're not up there just being super timid and not saying nothing. So that's what I'm saying. In this situation, Yanni, she's being disingenuous now. Because they do push back on them, depending on the type of subject that they're talking about. They do. And the reason why that Kayla and Kay stopped going on that panel, it's probably, not only because of the disrespect, but let's be real about it. I don't know if you know the full history of the Lapeef Network, right? But through my research of the Lapeef Network, the Lapeef Network really started on Facebook, okay? They started on Facebook in a Facebook group known as the Lapeef Network. Or Lapeef, let's say, whatever they call it. Kay, Courtney Michelle, what's that other girl? I think it was Vanessa or something like that. Then you have Rilla. You have Rilla, JR, Anton. These people was the original members of this group on Facebook. So they decide to branch out and create a YouTube channel. Because let's be real about it. When you be a content creator on Facebook, Facebook is just garbage for content creators, okay? So they decide to create a YouTube channel. Now, when they created their YouTube channel and they was doing all these shows and stuff like that, yes, they was doing all these different pushbacks and stuff, right? But eventually, that's when Kayla came on there and stuff, right? Years later, that's when Kayla came on there. They put Kayla on the payroll is because of the type of energy that Kayla brought to the show, which Kayla brought controversial things, and she would just say some weird off the wall stuff. And the reason why Kayla did that is because she was trolling on her, and they knew she was doing that. She was set up here straight up trolling to boost her IG image. So like I say, let's be real about it. Let's be honest about this, okay? That these women, they, from what I saw, they were pushing back on it for real. So,
woman in their right mind would not sign up for that. So again, we're boycotting the Lapeef Network. If you see a black woman on there, she can't teach you nothing. I'm gonna tell you that now, because it starts with self-esteem, self-respect. She wouldn't keep putting herself on a panel like that, being disrespected in the way that she is, and then want to preach to you about self-love. Come on, be for real. She can't teach you about self-love. She can't.
So is this really about Courtney Michelle? Because that's how the way it sounds like. It sounds like that you have a personal issue with Courtney Michelle for whatever reason. I don't know y'all, y'all backstory. If y'all have a backstory, I don't know. To be honest, I don't care. But that's what it sounds like. You have some type of issue with Courtney Michelle.
What it looks like, clearly, because if she did, she wouldn't keep going on that. She wouldn't keep going on that panel. We got to call a spade a spade. She wouldn't keep going on that panel, subjecting herself to that. She would have too much self-respect to do that. So it's like either you're going to stand on something or you're going to fall for anything. And right now, it just looks like women are falling for anything in hopes that they get an opportunity. Sometimes you have to create your own opportunities. And I'm sorry, yes, it's harder for us as Black folks because we don't have a trust fund. We don't have rich parents. So it's going to take some time. It's going to take time. It's not going to be overnight.
So she was talking about Pearl?
It's going to be over. It's not going to be overnight. Stop tolerating disrespect. So let me pull up this video because I.
Okay, she's gonna get ready to pull up a clip to try to validate her her reason and stuff. But we're not gonna want to watch this clip. We're not gonna watch it at all. But what I am going to do is that I'm going to forward this part to when Anton came up here. And the reason why I do that, the reason why I'm doing this is because I have a certain point that I need to make about this encounter. Okay. So let's go ahead forward, and we're gonna dive into this. All right, let's go.
What's going on?
Okay, so
can you hear
as
me
you
good?
know, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me good?
Yes, we're good. So as you know, lately with everything that's been going on within the YouTube space, the drama online, offline, and things like that. Why is it when it comes to these panels that you're on, you act like this towards women? You have a daughter, you have a wife. Would you want someone speaking to them like this?
What did I say that was disrespectful to the clip that you just said?
This clip, there are so many other panels. There are so many other panels. You're calling women 304s, hoes, monkeys. Black women are the Black man's biggest enemies. I thought the whole purpose of these panels were to bring us further together, to work together, to find a solution. But it seems like with these panels that I see you in a lot, you're creating more of a divide. And that's not the content. That's not the content that I got from you originally.
I think you need to look at the context of the entire conversation before you make that. Before you draw that conclusion.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Well, you
want to know why I don't?
Let me finish talking?
I don't.
Do you want to have a conversation or do you want to debate? Because I thought this was a conversation.
There's no
A
debate.
conversation is I'm listening to you speak, and then when you ask me a question, you got to let me answer it fully. No?
I'm listening.
So what I'm saying is, I think you need to look at the context of the entire conversation. You can't do what you want to do as an individual and then think that you don't get the same energy. For example, the clip that you just showed, I was talking and then I was rudely interrupted. After, on my own panel, I waited until they got done speaking and then I started to give what it is that I said. Now, if you actually look at my show, afterwards, she admitted that she was wrong and she was moving a certain type of way, and she actually publicly apologized, because actually that woman that I had got into it with, Queen Sheba, I've defended her. And you can ask her specifically. I defended her against a lot of people that was actually coming against her, a lot of men individually. And you can actually ask her to cam up. That came for her, that literally was trying to dox her, that was trying to abuse her. And specifically, I worked with her and her husband
number 2
to ensure that she was safe, and I went against the guy that was trying to go against her. Now, on an individual level, on that particular video that you just showed, she admitted that she was disrespectful and she tried to stop me from saying what I was saying after I was having a conversation. So my thing is, if you're going to have the same energy, then have it across the board, because I'm not saying that I'm 100% right all of the time. And when I believe that I'm wrong, I apologize. But at the same time, you can't say that I was wrong on that when her herself came up to my show the next day on the Millionaire Morning Show and apologized for being disrespectful because her intentions was bad from the outset. So you can't tell me that I'm wrong when we got grown women that come on the panel looking to disrespect us, and then at the same time, you don't hold them accountable, but you only looking at me.
Anton, we're talking about your language and your behavior.
What did I say that was disrespectful? I didn't call her out of her name.
We're not just talking about Sheba.
Oh,
we're
okay.
not.
So it's other things.
Because
I thought we was okay. I mean, we can talk about all of it, but I was just referencing the specific clip that you played.
One woman, you called her a hoe. You called her a 304. You called her a monkey. You said her.
You gotta be specific. You gotta be specific.
Country something. I don't know her name like that. Country something.
Okay, but what did she call me before I even said that?
She didn't call you anything.
You sure about that?
I'm very sure. I didn't see her call you anything.
As a matter of fact, I can send it to you. She literally said before she ever came on the panel when I discovered it. See, y'all don't see what goes on in the background.
No. Intern, you do this thing where you try to play good guy, bad guy. You try to play the good guy, bad guy role, and that's just bullshit. You try to play this good guy, bad guy role, and then you do these weird things to try to cover up the bad thing that you did. You're good.
Yanni,
the bad.
I will send you the video.
No, the good that you do does not. It doesn't outweigh the good that you do.
What?
That's fair, and I'm willing to take that criticism, and I'm willing to be held accountable. One thing that I say regularly is that I'm open to being criticized and held accountable in the same way that everybody else is. I said,
so why do
I don't
you
always
act
get
like
it.
this
I don't know.
panels?
I don't always get it right, but at the same time, I identify bad energy and I deal with it accordingly. So, for example, the country girl, she literally set up and she said it and she posted it on her Instagram, and you can go and check it. I don't even know if it's still there. She said that she was coming on a panel to set me up, and that was her whole goal, and literally to try to take me down and to take down everything that I've built specifically. So when I see this type of stuff, or people send it to me and they say, yo, fam, this is what her whole goal is. She didn't come up there with good intentions in the first place. I'm going to deal with it accordingly. I'm not just going to let shit ride just because they're a woman. A woman can be just as spiteful and just as mischievous as a guy can. And just because they come in sheep's clothing don't mean that they're not coming up there with a specific agenda. And they do often, at times they do. And just because I don't say it right then and there, don't mean that that's not what the goal is. And if you want me to send you the videos and the evidence, I can do that too.
Anton, you're a businessman, right?
That's correct.
Okay. How is this professional? You have every right to not bring her on. If that was her point,
I didn't bring her on.
No. If that was her point to set you up and you knew that, why would you engage and be
But see, that's the
disrespectful?
thing.
You're
We
like, you
we
have to think
separate.
about it. You have to think about it from a professional standpoint. You made money. You made money off of disrespecting her and discarding her in the way that you did, correct?
Correct. That's correct.
Okay, so how are you innocent in this situation? You're not.
I,
You're
I
not
didn't say I was innocent.
Okay.
All right, so let me give y'all my perspective about this. This goes to what I just said earlier about all this, and this also goes to what I was talking about yesterday. Okay. Now this whole entire encounter, you know what I'm saying, with Anton, when it boils down to it, it boils down to when I was telling y'all that whenever you have a business, you have to have core values in your business. Okay. If you don't have core values, if you don't have things where it's zero tolerance, then you just let any old thing happen. And that's what's happening with content creators in this YouTube streets again, is that they allow people to come up and disrespect their business. And instead of them just immediately dealing with it, right? Just not even allowing that person to have an opportunity to try to sabotage your brand, right? Instead of them doing that, just dealing with it right then and there, they look at it as an opportunity for content. They look at it as an opportunity for entertainment. In their mind, they think like, "Oh my God, this is a gold mine." The people in the chat, they're gonna love this. They're gonna start sharing this out while this happening in real time. I'm gonna get to clip this out. This other person, if they're a content creator, they're gonna clip it too, and we're gonna get it exposed, and we're gonna get all this monetization off of this. That's what they're thinking, and that's why they let it ride. That's why they do it. No integrity, no core values, nothing like that. They'll let this situation ride. And I find it interesting too that the only time when they'll step up and literally silence a person from coming up on panels if that person try to porn bomb them. That's the only time. Because they know that if a person do that, that is going to disrupt their life. YouTube going to find out and it's going to disrupt their life. So one time they do that. But other than that, they'll sit up here, literally let them people come up there and disrespect their brand. And they'll sit up here and not only take it, but they'll engage with them, arguing back and forth, like, you know what she's saying with Anton, cussing her out, stuff like that. And to be honest with you, just like I said before about Anton, I'm saying again, Anton is actual a beta for real. But he's one of them entertaining betas where he knows how to put on a show. He knows that when it's time for him to enter into his character, that's what he's going to do. He's going to enter into that character because he knows that character is what's going to make him money. So he get and start, cussing people out there. And the thing about it is that there are other content creators out here who resemble the same type of behavior. They do the same thing. They do it for clout value because they know that it's entertainment and they know that's what people want. It is what it is.
I didn't say I was innocent.
So what's the point of defending your behavior? What I wanted to hear was, my bad, I messed up. I shouldn't be speaking to women like that, period.
So how's she going to also tell this dude what her expectation is? What I want to hear is, my bad. What I want to hear is that I want you to apologize. Do y'all know how insane that sounds for a person to tell another person that? Do y'all know how narcissistic that sounds for a person to tell another person that their expectation that they want a person to hold accountability the way that they want them to hold accountability? They want a person to apologize how the way they want them to apologize. Do y'all know how narcissistic that is? In fact, do she not know how narcissistic this sounds coming out of her mouth? especially telling a grown man this.
No. I've messed up before, but I didn't mess up with them. That
What do you
woman that
mean
you
you didn't
just
mess
called,
up with
the
him? What
woman
do you
that you
mean?
use as an example, the clip that you just played, and the woman that you used as an example, those are not the ones that I messed up on. I have messed up before, and I have apologized publicly for the ones that I messed up before,
No,
and I'm
you
even
haven't.
open to being
No,
held.
you, no, you,
Yes, I
no,
have.
you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, you
Yes, I
haven't.
have.
Because if you would have
And
apologized in the way that you needed to, people wouldn't be turning away from you right now. And I don't even know the situations like
who's
that.
turning away from me?
People. The original
Who?
group of women that were on the panel originally, they don't even want to work with you guys no more.
I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with that.
You don't see your fault. You don't see your fault. There's literally a trail of women. There's a trail of women that are leading.
And so once again, why is this about women though? This is not about just women. It's not only women that experience this type of behavior, but it's some men who experience this too. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, in this title, I titled it the way I did because Miss Anyani, she's giving out a lot of feminist energy right now where it's only about the woman, like the woman is such a fragile creature. And I find that pretty interesting too, that these type of women with this type of behavior, right, they always try to point out that women are, you know, they're when they're dealing with certain situations like this, that we are the victims. You know what I'm saying? We're the victims. We need to be treated a certain way. But at the same time, out of their mouth, they'll still say that they're strong and they're powerful and all these different things. I'm a queen. I'm a boss chick, and all these different other things that they use to describe themselves. And to be honest, that's where this double standard thing takes its place. You know what I'm saying? So what is it? Are you strong and powerful, or are you feminine and weak? Which one is it? Because it had to be one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all say, well, Urban, why can't be both? No, it can't. That's the same concept with a man. Either a man is strong or powerful, or he's a weak beta male. One or the other. You can't be both. It has to be one or the other. So which one is it? Which one is it?
Behind because you don't know how to treat them.
It's a trail of toxic women, but then there's also a trail.
So everybody's toxic. So everybody's toxic but
too.
Anton. Everybody's toxic but Anton.
No. Let's talk about Lucky. Let's talk about Island Girl Q. Let's talk about a lot of different women that I've actually put on. I've actually put a lot of money. You wouldn't even know some of these women that's making a lot of money.
No. Why is the common denominator in all of these women Anton?
Why? Because I brought out the toxicity in them? Because I showed them for who they really were? See, the thing that I'm observing right now,
like I said, you play this good guy, bad guy.
Oh, absolutely
role.
I do.
Okay, you instigate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's the point? Ladies, stop going on the show. Please, just stop. He telling you exactly what he gonna do. He gonna play that good guy, bad guy role. He's gonna instigate. He's gonna trigger you. He's gonna get to know you, know your personal life, know your personal details, and then he gonna bring you onto the panel, and he's gonna trigger those issues, your trauma, and weaponize it against you so that he can get paid on his platform.
I got to call cap on this part too, because just like I stated earlier, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So let's be realistic about this too. Let's have this another transparent moment. If that is the case with Anton, right, which it is, I didn't say this. It is. It is what it is. Aren't you doing the same exact thing right now? Everything that you mentioned, are you not doing the same exact thing towards Anton? You started off your argument about mentioning about this man's family. This man's family didn't have nothing to do with the decisions that he making for his brand or business. If he decides to troll it or whatever the hell he doing, it don't have, his family didn't have nothing to do that. But yet and still, you decide to make that as a main focal point of your argument. The reason why she did this is because that's what a lot of women do. A lot of women try to use that, especially feminist women. They use that to try to make men enter into this emotional state instead of using logic and reasoning. Once again, they do that to make this man enter into this emotional state instead of having logic and reasoning. They use that to trigger a man. This is the same concept where, these same type of feminist type of women, right? They'll sit up here and belittle a man. They'll say that a man is a pookie. They'll sit up here and say that a man is gay. They'll say all these type of triggering things. Nigga, you broke. All these different things to try to trigger that man into an emotional state so he'll no longer be logical in this reasoning. So aren't you doing the same exact thing to him on your platform? Where you saying all these different triggering things and stuff, right? And on top of that, you display some narcissism as well too. Literally telling this man what he should do. Literally telling this man that he needs to apologize the way that you want him to apologize. Literally sit up here using this moment to normally clout chase this man, but you are monetized as well too on your platform. So you're doing the same as that thing. You're making money off of this, like how he doing it. You're doing the same as that thing. So if that be the case, right? If that be the case, is it not logical for us to also say that we need to boycott Yanni as well too? It's not logical for us to say that, to come to that conclusion that we need to boycott you as well too, because that's basically what you're doing. Because if that wasn't your intentions, you wouldn't have never opened up your show to have a panel discussion. Let's be real about it. You wouldn't have never opened up your show to have an actual panel discussion if that was not your intentions to do that to begin with in the first place, which it was. And let's be real about it again. Just like I stated earlier, right? I've been following Yanni content and stuff too. And I'm going to be real. A lot of her content before this, a lot of her content being very dry, okay? Well, she haven't been putting a lot of effort and emphasis onto her brand lately. The most that she been doing is posting on her community walls about different things that is going on with her. That's the most that she been doing. Before it's her putting up content or even quality content, she really haven't been doing that at all, period. So let's be real about it. So you decide to finally use this moment as an opportunity. No different from what Anton does, no different from Lapeef does. Hell, it ain't no different from what I'm doing right now. The only difference is that we can sit up here and logically admit to what we're doing. I can sit up here and logically admit that I'm a content creator. And I can sit up here and logically admit that part of my job is the clout. It is what it is. I can admit to that. Part of my job is doing this review to get views. It's what it is. Part of my job to do this is to get monetized. It is what it is. I commit to that. But the only difference is that I have a certain level of what I do. There's or I put it to you this way, I have certain boundaries that I have put in place for myself of how far I will go versus other people and content creators. That's the only difference. There's certain things that I will absolutely would not do. And I don't care if it give me 1 million subs, I would not do it. Because I have certain boundaries in place for my brand. But there are content creators out there where it's, like I say, it's like the Wild Wild West out here. Y'all just do whatever the hell y'all gonna do to make that money. So I'm just saying. So we're gonna listen to a little bit more of this. Then I'm gonna forward to some other stuff because I want to make some point about some other stuff that she was doing too.
He just told you what he's gonna do. That's exactly what he's gonna do. So Anton, I have a question too. Why should I not speak on your wife? Why
Can
should
I
I
add some
not speak
additional
on your,
context really quickly?
why should
First
I
of
not
all,
speak on your wife?
First of all, I'm not even on the panels anymore. Like, if you knew, if you actually watch, because apparently you're not aware of the different
video 8
apologies and
days ago.
things.
This video was 8 days ago.
Ma'am, that is a clip. If you look at the last 3 Lapeef panels, and even that panel, I actually only showed up for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I dropped back down. I'm not on the show anymore.
Change your behavior. Why don't you just change your
Hold on,
behavior?
ma'am. Can I add a little bit of context? Secondly, I'm not the person that picks the panel members. Me and JR has long separated responsibilities, and I'm the person that just shows up in order to have the conversations, and then I handle a lot of the back end stuff, right? I don't recruit, I don't pitch panel members. As a matter of fact, I've long said that I have no clue who was going to show up on Thursday nights and who wasn't. But I'm not even on the panel anymore anyway, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
I just don't understand why I needed that context. It just doesn't make sense. Just change your behavior. This is my thing. You have a daughter, right?
What?
Like you have a daughter.
Why haven't you held any of the women responsible for the stuff that they did when they initiated this conversation in the first place? How come you don't hold women accountable and got the same energy for them as you got for me?
If there was something that I saw in these clips, then I would make it about them. But I'm making it about you because in every single clip,
but I didn't disrespect Queen Sheba, and
you're aggressive. You try to speak over people. You won't allow them to get their point across in full. But then you want that respect in return. You're very disrespectful. The clip
you just showed, you glossed over it when she admitted that she was disrespectful.
You can gaslight me all day, but there was a live stream that I just posted yesterday that had other clips of you being very disrespectful.
Cool. And I'm willing to take accountability for that. I didn't see your live stream yesterday.
Anton, I just have one last question.
I'm willing to take accountability for the things that I do.
I just have one last question. Why should I not speak on your wife?
Because she don't have nothing to do with this.
She has a lot to do with it.
She's
a black woman.
Has nothing to do with it whatsoever.
She has everything to do with it.
My wife is not a my wife.
No. As soon as you said that the black woman is the bigger enemy than the white man, that's when your wife became a part of this. That's when your daughter. So that's when you include my wife. That's when your daughter became a part of this. So you can either hold that or not, but that's what came out of your mouth.
All right, so I actually seen that that show. Okay, and so let me give y'all some context about why Anton said that. Okay. Now, first of all, the reason why Anton say that, he wasn't talking about every black woman. He was only talking about that woman in that certain situation, okay? And the women who resembled that same type of behavior. And I'm going to be real about it. I'm going to be straight up real. That's what he was saying. He was talking about that particular woman in that situation and the type of women who resemble that same type of behavior. He wasn't talking about every black woman in the world because that just be ridiculous, because not every black woman in the world resembles that type of behavior where it appears that they are enemy to, black men, and they just so feminine. You know what I'm saying? They act so much like feminists and stuff, right? Where, where they act like they don't need a man, then they be treating these men wrong and have all this masculine energy and stuff. Now, every woman does that, okay? And plus, his statement wouldn't make any sense because it wouldn't be true. He was only talking about them type of women, okay? Only them type of women. Now, for her to sit up here and say, well, since you say that, that means that, your wife is supported that just because she's black. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. His wife, his family, his daughters don't have nothing to do with what's happening on his platform and or his brand. They don't have nothing to do with that, period. Unless they physically got on the panel and started talking about it, then yeah, she has something to do with it because she decided to insert herself into the panel. Then yeah, by all means. But if she's in the background, his daughter in the background, and they're not saying anything about this, then no, you shouldn't talk about them, period. Because they don't have nothing to do with it. But the reason why she's making it an issue that she wants to talk about them is because she know that if she talk about them, it's going to put him into an emotional state instead of having logic and reasoning. And that's one of those type of manipulative tactics that these type of women do. That's why they do that. That's why she's mentioning this. Hell, it's like this. I say a lot of controversial stuff too on my platform too. I done said a lot of controversial stuff about women, regardless if you're a black woman, white woman, whatever. I done said a lot of controversial stuff. I said a lot of controversial stuff about men. I said a lot of controversial stuff about politics, religion on my platform and everything. But just because I said, that doesn't mean that it applies to my wife, Mrs. Urban. Make that make sense. It doesn't apply to her because she didn't say it. I did. So the only person who need to be held accountable for what has been said is not my family. It's me and only me. I'm the person who need to be held accountable for whatever it is that I say. Because they don't have nothing to do with that. Likewise, even with Yana, I don't know if she's in a relationship, whatever and stuff. I don't know. But that's like having the same energy of saying that since she's saying all this crazy stuff, right, that her mama needs to be held accountable for that too. That the one people need to talk about her mama. People need to talk about her sister. But they don't have nothing to do with that. But once again, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So if you open up to saying that by all means you should talk about his wife and put up thumbnails about his wife and all the stuff there, he should be able to do the same thing with your family, right? But this is where all this cyberbullying and doxing and stuff start taking shape. And this goes back into my point about us as content creators not having boundaries. When you need to have boundaries for your brand. There should be a certain level of respect, regardless if you agree or disagree. It should always be a certain level of respect for one another. Period. Business-wise, not personally. You only have to like the person personally, right? But for its business, it should be a level of respect. Case in point, once again, those of us who work right, I can tell you right now that there are certain coworkers that you work with, there are certain bosses that you work with, you hate their guts, period. You don't like them, period. But however, just because you have personal feelings about them, right, you set boundaries to at least have a professional respect for them because y'all work together. And you know at the end of the day, this is part of your money. So guess what you're going to do? You're going to sit up here and respect that boundary and you're going to tolerate it. So that's why I'm saying that this same concept needs to be implemented for us as being content creators, where we have certain boundaries that you would not do. Period. You would not sit up here and go and dox people. You would not sit up here and pull pictures up on people's social media page and put it on your own platform. No. Why? You would not sit up here and pull up a report on people, see if they have criminal history and stuff. Like, why? Why do that? That is dumb as hell. But we should have certain type of boundaries, period. Even professionally. But the reason, once again, the reason why people are doing that and stuff, right? The reason why people is doing that is because they haven't set no boundaries for their platforms. They, in reality, they don't treat their platform as a business. They treat their platform, like I said before and I say again, they treat their platform like they just on a Zoom call with their homies. So yeah, I agree. You should have talked about that dude on Family. You should have, because it don't have nothing to do with the situation. But I'm going to forward and stuff. I want to hear that part, but I'm going to forward and stuff. If y'all want to catch the remainder of this, you could go onto our page and catch this stuff, right? Now, she's going to have a conversation with Mr. Lego, but I'm not going to list. I don't want to hear that. I want to forward this to this another point, too, that I want y'all to want to see. Yeah, I want y'all to listen to what JR had to say. Then there's another part that I'm forward to as well too. All right, let's get to this.
Do you plan on making any changes moving forward? Because it's kind of like you have your hand in it, but you don't have your hand in it, but you do.
Yeah, some changes already been made already. And for the people that do faithfully watch, I wasn't on there the past 3 weeks.
Now, here's another thing, too, and this solidified my point about JR, too, about JR being a beta. Even though this dude, just by the energy, how the way he presents himself, he presents himself like, he's a, stand-up guy and stuff like that. But, however, this is the reason why I got pushed back on this dude by being a beta male. She right off the bat sitting up here telling this dude, is there going to be any changes to your show and stuff like that, as though as she's the sponsor of his show, as though she runs the platform. So to be quite honest, if she were to tell me that to my way, if there are any changes you're going to do with your show, shit, hell no, I'm going to do whatever the hell I'm going to do with my show because it's my platform. Who are you to tell me what I should or shouldn't do to my platform? Hell, are you going to make changes on your platform? Let's talk about that. Are you going to make changes on your platform? Since we're talking about this. That's what should have been said. Then another thing, too, why I say I have pushback on JR, because in this particular segment and stuff, right, he going to sit up here and do this whole, Victor role. And, I just want to publicly apologize on behalf of my brand and Little P Network. And bro, you didn't have to be honest with you. To be really honest. You really didn't have to come up here. Really didn't have to come up here. Really didn't even have to have no conversation with her. You really didn't have to explain nothing to this woman, because this woman is not your boss. All she is just another content creator who's clouding out for you. That's what it boils down to, that she just another content creator who's clouding off your brand. That's what it boils down to. Because, hell, when it comes down to it, she don't care about you changing. She don't care about you making changes to your show. She could care less about that. She really don't. Hell, she really don't care about what she had to say. But the only reason why she allowed it because it's getting her great content. So let's be real.
And Anton did a pop-up. I speak with women. I speak with Queen Sheba, B. Taylor. I speak with my lady as well, Kelly. And there's conversations that happen because sometimes you may not be aware of something when things are going on. When I first started, used to be a lot of people Let's Talk, which is a lot of people Let's Talk show. And then I wanted to create a network because people were coming to me and they were saying that they wanted to change things about the lot of people Let's Talk show. And I said, well, why not just create other shows? Like when I give people, so there are several shows that I have between the two channels that I have. That's nothing like the La People Let's Talk show. I think a lot of the followers came over when Kevin Samuels used to come on the show. And if you understand YouTube, you understand that you kind of get sucked into having a certain particular audience. When I created this, it started with just like 2 or 3 people. And then people were saying you need to get a woman's perspective. And so I brought a woman on and then I started bringing, in my opinion, the La People Network was the one to introduce the online panels because it happened a few months before the pandemic. And then the pandemic hit and everybody was stuck indoors. So then you had this co-ed panel that was created. And all I wanted to do was just have conversations. At some point in time, I mean, people have personalities. So a lot of times when I do bring up people, it is personal. I am looking at personalities.
Now, another thing too that I want to add on to what JR is saying is this. His whole purpose to want to have the conversation is not for this whole empowerment movement, okay? Let's be clear about this. It's not because he want to have this whole kumbaya, black empowerment. He want people to improve in their relationships. Let's be real about it. The whole purpose why he did this is because he found a niche. And this particular niche brought together different people as he's going to start talking about the certain talent and certain personalities. And he just allowed them to talk about whatever the hell that was on their mind, preferably about relationship, because that was the niche, that was the market value. JR was not Kevin Samuels. Now, Kevin Samuels' niche was talking about relationships for the sole purpose of trying to bring some type of value. At the end of the day, even though there are certain things that I agree with Kevin Samuels on, there are certain things that he said I disagree on. But the overall premises, I understood it because the overall thing is that he was looking for to have successful relationships. That was his whole concept. That was the reason why he was doing what he was doing. And he mentioned that over and over again through his shows and also his interaction with different other shows as well too. But the Lapeef Network isn't about that life. The Lapeef Network is solely for entertainment purposes. That's all it was. Even this conversation, he's not going to mention that, yeah, I was having this, doing this because I'm looking for people to change and to bring value to relationship. He ain't gonna say that because he know that's not the purpose. That's not the core value of his brand. He know that. He know the core value of his brand is straight up entertainment.
Quiet, who gives perspective, who adds a little bit of comedy to it, and that's how I would kind of put the panels together. Unfortunately, at the time, as it was growing pretty fast, I know I'm not at 100K. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna still keep working and still keep pushing it. But everybody had a personality. There was a shift like that happened. And even when that shift happens, you don't really ask for it. The show is not planned. I'm not asking anybody to do anything. When things typically happen, it's like, oh shit, right? I'm not gonna say that I'm innocent. There have been some things that I've had allowed to happen. Doesn't mean that I was cringing. It doesn't mean that conversations didn't happen like behind closed doors. But as things kept happening, I started to say, hey, you know what this is? When it comes to even me having conversations with Kay about the whole branding, about the traction of branding, how does this look? And as you grow, because we all grow, right. I think you have to make some adjustments. And sometimes you don't realize things are happening is really that bad until the right person come to you and point it out and able to articulate it and paint the picture like, you know what, I think it is. So
yeah. And once again, this goes back to what I was saying about us running our platform as a business, okay? And this is also the reason why I have pushback on JR for this is because if he was truly running his brand as a business, he would have certain boundaries set in place that is zero tolerance. And I'm going to be real about this too. I'm going to be real about it. The people that JR linked up with, Anton and all the rest of them, Anton, Mr. Lego, and all these people, even Logic and all the rest of them, I'm going to be honest. These people do not respect your brand, brother. They don't. The people that y'all invite on the panel or you invite on your panels, they do not respect your brand at all, brother. They don't. They don't even respect you as a businessman. Because if that be the case, when you tell them to shut the hell up and they going too far, they should shut up right then and there because they know that this is your brand and they don't want to disrespect your brand because they know if they disrespect your brand, they're disrespecting you. But they do it is because, be real, once again, the reason why they're doing it to you, JR, the reason why they treating your brand the way it is because they don't respect you as a man. And I'm just going to be real. They don't respect you as a man. Because they see you as being, soft-spoken. They see you as being timid. They don't see you as being, as aggressive as they are. And so they exploit that. Even when you go through this talent and searching for talent and stuff, I'm pretty sure that these people that I mentioned and stuff, I'm pretty sure that they had a hand of picking the certain people that need to be up there. Knowing good and well that these people are going to come up there and cause all kind of chaos and hell to your brand. So that's why I say they don't even respect you as a man. They don't even respect you nor your brand as a man. Because if they did, and not only that, if they did, if y'all like quote unquote supposed to be like they say a business family and stuff, right? Whatever the hell that means. If that be the case, then they will respect you. Because they know that if they do anything right, no one is going to hurt you, but it should hurt them too. But let's think about it. It doesn't hurt them. Because they don't care. They don't care because they don't respect your brand. Because they don't respect your brand because they don't respect you as a man. That's where it boils down to. Exactly what it boiled down to. Now I'm going to fast forward this part. I'm gonna go to now. This is the part that I really, really, really wanted to address, and this is going to solidify my argument about Yanni, about her reason of the boycott is not because it's literally sitting up here affecting people, but all it is that at the end of the day, she's doing the same exact thing as everybody else, which is clout chasing. And this right here is going to solidify my argument right here. And I'm going to show y'all right here. Now, she decided to bring Tommy Sotomayor on the panel. It's already bad enough that she set up here, open it up to have a panel discussion. That should be enough right there to let you know where her true intentions is at. It's already bad enough she was doing that. But this is what's solidified right here. It's when she invited Tommy Sotomayor up there. Knowing good and well that everybody know how Tommy Sotomayor is. Hell, this dude called himself the king of controversy for a reason. And she invited this dude up here, knowing good and well who he is and what he's going to bring. And you want to know the reason why she brought him up there? It's the clout. It's because he's going to bring her views. It's because he's definitely going to have this thing monetized on her behalf. So let's listen to what the king of controversy had to say.
Tommy?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I was shocked to see you down there waiting because I'm like, I haven't really said anything, but did you want to add something to this conversation?
Yeah, I actually was looking at your show. Somebody had directed me towards it. I'd never heard of you, but
Mhm.
I was watching how you were.
This dude, I always start his conversations like this too, by the way. I never heard of you. Someone directed me to your show. He does this every single time. Every time. He go on somebody's panel. Hey, y'all notice that? Or that does me. But he does this every single time. Yeah, somebody referenced me to your show. And they told me to pull up, and I decided to pull up, but I don't know who you are. Be lying like ain't nothing.
handling things. And first off, kudos, because there are not very many spaces where you can go and people are talking. It's with us, with our people, where there's not very much disrespect going on. And the woman just said it before she got off. It's usually be this or FN. You know, I'm trying not to cuss because nobody else has.
Right.
But it's a whole lot of that. And I saw your title and I was like, oh my God, another Black person telling people not to go to somebody else's stuff, not to help somebody get paid. Because the one thing I looked at about this whole Pearly situation, I was glad.
See, and this is the reason why he's up there too. This is his whole reason why up there. He don't care about what she got to say. He really don't. He's just up here for one purpose and one purpose only, to let people know that the king of controversy is back, y'all. And I'm here to clap.
That you said, it's sad that they've made it a competition instead of about a conversation. And no matter how I've been saying it, if you look at what my videos were, that was.
Then also, here's another thing too. He also go up there, right? She is not talking about the one Just Pearly thing or the Manosphere situation. She ain't even talking about that. She is specifically talking about the situation with the Lapeef Network, preferably with Anton. Okay, that's what she's talking about. This dude decided to transform the situation to talk about Just Pearly thing. The reason why he's doing that is because ever since he relaunched his, channel again or wherever it is that he own and stuff, right? He been talking about Just Pearly thing for the simple fact that it helps him to clout. Okay. And how the way Tommy Sotomayor move is that he moves to whatever the pushback is, he's going to be the opposition of the pushback. Like, say for example, if everyone out of the Manosphere is saying that, hey, we need to rally together, Just Pearly thing is Senator Griffin, the community, Tommy is going to ride the opposition. And the reason why he do that is because he know that the opposition, he know that controversy is what sells. He know that's what's going to get him money, and he know that's what's going to get him views. This is his MO. This is what he do every single time. This situation is no different, so that's why he's talking about this right now.
What I was saying. How is it that it's always about the white girl shows up and it's this direct competition between white girl, black girl, and you put them above me and instead of the conversation? And the conversation seems to not be being had, or we're not hearing each other. So I was watching what you were doing, and I was on the Lapeef show. I didn't know what he was. I went on there, I think, about 2 times, 2 or 3. But
see, once again, he's separate talking about, I didn't know who he was. But to be honest with you, another reason why he does this is because he does this for a reason. He does this because in his mind, he thinking that he is this super huge, super important YouTuber and stuff, right? That he feel like that he's big over everyone. Everyone. So that's why he do the stuff that he do. I didn't know who you were. I don't know who you were. I don't know who you are. And just like I say, I hear it all the time. He say this all the time. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, but I don't know who you are. But like, why does that matter? Who cares?
One of the times I went on there, it was literally just somebody coming up to disrespect. You had a girl on your show just a minute ago who is a blatant liar, island girl, the dark-skinned girl with her breast out saying that, oh, I'm just a cute chick with the breast out.
Okay, and And this is another reason why I wanted to show this clip to y'all too. Remember what I was saying earlier about, I was saying that people don't respect JR. They don't respect his brand. Y'all remember when I was saying that? This same situation is happening right now with her in real time with Yanni. Where you get these people up here and stuff, right? They don't respect your brand. They don't respect what you're doing. This dude literally sit up here, transformed the whole entire conversation, the clout chase, another YouTuber as well too. So he could create this, as I call it, a fake beef. And he doing this real time. And she's not catching on to this. But this is what they do. This is what they do. They get up here and they do the certain thing. And this is the reason why I say that I don't do panels no more. For this reason. Now, once again, she's up here and deep down inside, she's enjoying this because she's getting all this exposure. Her wrong brand is getting this resurrection and stuff, right, per se, because her brand was kind of dry. And so she getting all this exposure now that people going to talk about it. Preferably now, he's coming up here and creating a whole nother type of conversation that didn't have nothing to do with anything. And this causes a triggering effect. Now, right after when he started talking about Island Girl is going to come up there. She's going to talk that she's going to start clouding out for another content creator, right? Then another content creator is going to come up there and cloud out for another content creator and stuff, right? And there's going to be a trickling effect all the way down. And just like I said, the reason why I wanted to point this out is once again is because at the end of the day, a lot of these people or content creators stuff, right? They don't respect your brand as being a business, nor they don't have certain boundaries. Okay. They don't have no type of boundaries whatsoever. But yet and still, Yanni, she's gonna allow it to happen because at the end of the day, she's empowered by getting this notoriety, the views, and getting monetized. And so instead of her doing what she challenged JR to do, a matter of fact, instead of her doing what she literally challenged JR and Anton to do, which is to get control of their show, right? Instead of her doing that, she's gonna allow it to happen. So now she should realize the things that they was going through with JR and Anton, preferably with JR, with his brand, with people coming up there. She should realize that now. And she should have a certain understanding of the why. Because like I say, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So you needed to control your platform, but you didn't. You let it ride. Just like you say with JR now, they just letting people talk about women and stuff like that. They just let it ride. You didn't take accountability. You just let this ride. You just let it ride. So matter of fact, I'm not going to show the rest of this once again. If you want to see the rest of this in its entirety, by all means, you can go to her channel and stuff, right? But I wanted to just point that out. I want to point that out to y'all for that reason. And so at the end of the day, that's where it boils down to. Accountability for everyone. She needed to be held accountable for allowing them people to come up there and do what they did towards the end of the show. Just like she wanted to hold the P Network accountable. If she's still talking about in her mind to boycott the P Network, hell, she need to be boycotted. Because she did the same exact thing on her show. Same exact thing. It was another dude that came up there, was literally cussing out Courtney Michelle and all the stuff and exposing everybody on the Lapeef Network. Talking about everybody sleeping around with everybody doing all kind of stuff. And guess what she did? She didn't stop that dude. She didn't want to drop that dude. Guess what she did? She laughed. She laughed about it. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to show you. Just so y'all see that I'm not lying about this. She literally laughed about it. And I'm going to show y'all. It's going to be another dude that came up here that decided to want to do this whole little, I'm going to expose everybody type rant. And she didn't do nothing. And we're going to listen to it. Let me get to it. Then it was another lady prior before that did the same exact thing. Talking about another content creator. And that's what caused him to come up here. But we're going to hear this. I'm going to let y'all hear this, and I'm going to be done with this. All right?
He going to hell. He talk about everybody goddamn else. So when I was calling out Anton, and this is the last thing I'm going to say. TJ is a member of Delta Sigma Theta. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, and I actually had another member of Delta Sigma Theta with her on the phone. And Yanni, I'm not sure if you pledged Divine 9, but if you know any Divine 9 members, if any of y'all are in the fucking chat, you know when we say put it on the shield, shit is real. So another one of her sorors, which is a friend of mine named Kim, called me and said, TJ and Lucky are trying to set your ass up. Don't take your ass out there. And I didn't. And then right after all that, the FBI come to my house, CPS come to my house, but I kept my kid because I have my fucking life together, right? So what I did, Yanni, was I called out Lucky for being a liar, right? Called out her for trying to have my kid taken away from me. This is all documented. I just want to say, TJ, you're so full of shit, right? You're mad because, and I'm going to be honest with you, because I wasn't going to bring this out to later, but just Pearly Things did reach out to me because she was like, oh, how is Courtney holding me accountable, but she's out here fucking JR while he was married? That's the last thing I'm going to say. I'm out of here.
JR was married before?
JR is still married.
We talking about JR from the
Lapeef JR, who was just up here with the beer, who run Lapeef on Let's Talk. And the reason why y'all, I've been saying this for about 2 years, and the reason why y'all haven't sued me with defamation, Lapeef, Anton, Courtney, or none of y'all, because I'm telling the goddamn truth. So let's stop these fucking games. Yanni, I apologize for disrespecting your show and cursing.
No, he don't.
I'm going to go back to the chat. But TJ, don't you ever fucking speak on my child again. Ever in your fucking life. My child was 3 months old when you was doing all this fucking shit to her.
No, he don't. He don't apologize because he did this intentionally. He don't apologize. He don't care. And just like I say, this solidified my whole point that I'm making. Is that at the end of the day, there are certain people up here, especially like content creators, because this dude's a content creator, by the way. They don't respect your brand. And if you don't set boundaries, then they're just going to come up here and just do anything. Like all this stuff that started from Tommy Sotomayor on down and just trickle on down, these people just came up here just talking about some stuff that was totally irrelevant of the show. But guess what she did? She allowed it to happen. So where's the outrage on that? Where's the we need to boycott Yanni on this? Where's the you need to take control of your platform when you didn't do the same exact thing in this situation? We didn't do it. You just sit there and smiled and laughed and really, huh? But I know what was happening in your mind. What was happening in your mind was that you was enjoying every moment of this because you was getting every bit of this clout. That's where it boils down to. That's where it boils down to. So, like in closing, y'all, to be really honest with y'all, and I'm be real with y'all. I done came to the point now where I don't take nothing serious about what these content creators are saying now, especially black content creators. Like we right now we have this little civil war thing going on with the black manosphere or black YouTube where everyone called this stupid shit. I don't take nothing serious. I don't take this serious at all, period. And I told y'all this too. I told y'all this. At the end of the day, all these people are here. They just creating this situation so they can get views and notoriety, so they could trigger you as the subscriber to continue to watch this stuff. And you thinking that all this stuff is serious, but it's not. It's not serious. It's stuff that they done made up. They done Some of them probably had conference calls about, and they just credit this whole scenario just so they could keep the cycle going on having views, click, and notoriety so they could get paid. That's where it boils down to, and that's why I say I don't take nothing face value with what they say. None of them. I don't take nothing face value. That's why, at first when I was started covering about the manosphere, about just pearly things and stuff like that, I was covering the first about general stuff that was happening. But notice that I haven't been staying in this, and the reason why I haven't stayed in it because I figured it out that this whole entire situation is fake as hell. She did everything strategically for a reason. Because even her content was starting to get dry, where it started to be, redundant. It started to get to the point where, they looking at out and looking at their analytics and people started getting bored with it. So they needed something to get that fire going again, to get people, tuned in to want to do it. And that's what they did. It started off with just Pearly Thing being a sacrificial lamb. And did this thing with Nick Fuentes, and it opened up a whole new type of dialogue. And now everybody's eating now. Everyone's eating. So they're like saying, I'm just putting y'all on game. So you as a subscriber, I'm telling y'all, the stuff that you see on YouTube, do not take it face value. Do not take it as though this is real, because it's not. It is no different from you going to the movies and watching the Avenger movie. I'm telling y'all, it is no different from going to the movies and watching the Avenger movie. That is how fake it is. So don't take this stuff serious at all, period. Do not take it serious. It's no different from looking at BET. I'll put it to you this way. It is no different from you looking at a movie or show on BET. You know that the people on BET are actors and stuff like that, right? You know they're actors and it's fake stuff like that, but yet still you tune into it because it's a form of entertainment. And so that's why I want to lead to y'all is that you don't have to take this as real, as face value. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people in the spaces, they are actors. They're pretending just to keep this thing going. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this particular podcast. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me or not, put it in the comments. I'm starting to be more proactive with responding to my people comments and stuff now. So that's that. But other than that, appreciate y'all tuning in, and I'll see y'all again on the next episode. Y'all have a great night.